putting this together. I appreciate it.
Back in the day being 5th grade, most of the kids would go play soccer at recess.
Right.
There was this kid nicknamed Big Rig, 5 single quote 8,230 pounds in 5th grade, mind you. He'd punt the ball down the whole field and...
What? 5'8", 230 pounds? Oh shit, it's Big Rig. Get his ass to the NFL. That kid is 1 inch shorter than me and 10 years old. You would punt
me, being the kid I was, decided to challenge one of those kicks with my head.
Oh, you're dead.
I jumped up in the air, blocked it with my head, ended up scoring with that header, but the force knocked me back to the ground. Of course, girl I liked came over to see if I was okay, and in my half-concussed state I had said I'm just fine, I have an angle looking over me. She kicked me in the head again.
Okay, this didn't happen. You are talking about The Big Green, that Disney soccer movie. I don't think this really happened. Come on. Is this Big Rig? Did you get up to some very silly child soccer antics? Was there a goat on your team? Did you have a goat on your team? I don't believe that happened.
As a young girl, I was a bit of a tomboy, and as such I was really into Dragon Ball Z, specifically Dragon Ball Z Kai, because I was 9 years old when it came out and nothing could possibly be cooler. I got a few of the books, tons of games. I memorized the lyrics to the opening theme song, and I even, for some reason, thought I was going to be able to try out for a role for as the child characters.
Wrong song, wrong one. It's a fucking Dragon Ball. Dragon! That's what they say. Dragon! It's weird that when you're a kid, you think, like, you watch Looney Tunes and you're like, one day I'm gonna be a Looney Tune. I'm gonna be a Bugs Bunny. Cheddar said I wanted to grow up into purple Play-Doh. Speak on that. I loved everything purple. My thought was that Play-Doh could be anything. Kid who really likes purple.
Some point during this brief phase, my parents went away for a work trip, and my older brother and I were sent to a family friend's house to stay for the week.
Right.
At one point we were in their backyard with the kids, who were all a few years older than me, and I started rambling about the show I loved so much. I mentioned how I knew the opening song and asked if I could sing it for them. With what I interpreted as encouraging smiles and laughter, they said yeah, go for it. I was shy, so I turned around and started belting the lyrics as loud as I possibly could. Once the full minute and 30-second song was over, there was a lot of laughter. Thinking they were in awe of my incredible performance, I said, do you also want to hear my trunk's voice? And without waiting for a response, I just started making those cringe stereotypical anime grunts to try and really wow my audience. My brother had his face buried in his hands in shame. Still, somehow, thinking I had done a fantastic job, the kids managed to convince me to do this whole routine 4 more days in a row.
No!
Until my brother pulled me aside and said, you know they're making fun of you, right?
You were a lol cow.
It all came You know they're making fun of you, right?
You were a lol cow.
It all came crashing down on me, and I was so embarrassed. To this day I have yet to watch another anime more than a few episodes.
That's so sad. But they did you a favor. You got the good ending. Don't worry, you're good. Here's the opening, by the way.
Don't stop, we're in luck now. Don't stop, there's so much to be found.
I don't know if you guys caught one little detail of this story, but the little girl said she was extremely shy, so she didn't sing it to the kids, so she faced it the other way. So just imagine a little girl facing the other way. Don't stop, we're in luck now! Kids are fucked up. Like I said, I get so sad when I think about kids, because they're so vulnerable. They want so badly to connect with another kid about the shit they like, and that's never gonna go good. That's so mean.
Back in about 2018 or so, I was doing an online class.
Yep.
I was asking a question in Zoom chat when I accidentally pressed paste. Well, turns out, when you press paste, if there is a file copied, it will automatically send.
That's a weird function.
No idea why. And this was the family computer.
Okay.
That my dad used for work occasionally.
No, not Dad.
He worked at a big filming company.
What did Dad...
I pasted all of those top secret files into the Zoom chat.
Oh, like what?
I tried to delete them, but there were just too many.
Oh.
I'll still remember when my teacher said, "Oh, what did you send in chat?"
What did you send
I
in
shut
chat?
the computer off out of panic.
Mm-hmm.
We hushed it up with the teacher after, so everything was fine.
it-
But that's the story of how I leaked Frozen 2 into a middle school Zoom chat, and how my dad almost lost his Disney animator job as a result.
You're in an online class in middle school, and a kid is like, hey, check this out, and puts an entire feature film. You're like, this isn't Frozen 1. Where did you get this? Did you make this? Dude, could you imagine? What is it, the teacher? The teacher is like, what the fuck? This is a different movie. You made a new movie. Why did your dad have the entirety of Frozen 2? Okay, it wasn't the whole movie. It was just, I for some reason, I thought he had the entire thing on his clipboard. Just imagine being another middle schooler like, is that Elsa of Arendelle? Someone saw it, man. Some kid told their parents, and their parents did not believe them.
When I was a wee lad, my best friend and I had the great idea to start a religion.
Okay.
Obviously, with any good religion you need a deity, and we had the perfect one.
What the fuck kind of Phineas and Ferb shit is this?
Sonic the Hedgehog has its own Bible apparently, so that was the easy choice. We created a Discord server for it, invited our friends to it. The worst offense was us writing not 10, but 20 commandments of Sonicism. And when I say friends, I don't just mean 4 or 5. I mean a server of 96 people. The only good part of it was we banned all furry NSFW content.
You were like 4 people away from a tax break. I would like to know the 20 commitments of Sonicism, a pamphlet or a brochure. How would you even learn about starting religions back then? WikiHow, it might be.
I can't remember how old I was, but I was probably in like 2nd or 3rd grade.
Okay.
So like 7 or 8,
I like having
maybe
this background.
even
I like
9
knowing.
years old. YouTube wasn't super well known yet, but I spent a lot of time on there watching PewDiePie, and as a young
PewDiePie.
kid, I didn't quite understand all the crude jokes that he made in his videos. Now, I was a girl. I didn't really know what a penis was.
I'm sorry for that reaction, but there's a lot of girls tonight. Man, it's ladies' night, truly.
One day, at church, I was getting bored and decided to take out one of the pamphlets in the chairs and doodle. Normal kid doodles, whatever. And then I got the idea to draw my dad. And I remembered PewDiePie drew people with penises, and I decided I wanted to do that, so I drew my dad. With an absolute huge cock. Massive schlong. And I showed it to him, so proud of my drawing, and I can't quite remember the look on his face, but it was probably one of horror. He told me never to draw that again, but being a kid, I never quite understood why, since he never explained to me why what I drew was bad, so I continued to draw these shitty little stick figures with massive penises in secret for a good while.
That is a nightmare. Oh my god. At the church? Thank God you went to him first. That's a dad nightmare. Genuinely. That's like, I'm keeping my kid on Cocomelon till she's 15. If she went to any other person on the planet, she's getting taken away. The father saw it all flashing before his eyes. Yeah, the dad was... They should have been a little bit more clear, but also, you don't want to explain what that is yet. Oh, man. Imagine you're this kid's dad, and every so often you just find a note card with stick dicks around your house.
What were you thinking?
I don't know. It was funny.
Funny. It wasn't funny. It made us look like idiots.
But, Mr. Raditz,
Sit down. First, no extracurricular activities until the end of the semester.
What? But, Mr.
No
Raditz.
discussions. Consider yourself lucky. I could suspend you for this.
But, sir, it's medical.
Gavin, you've been taking Ritalin for 2 years now. You know what happens when you miss a pill. unless there's some other explanation.
I forgot, okay?
Fine. You won't forget again, because you'll be taking your pills in front of my secretary.
What? But Mr. Raditz...
3 times a day. Mrs. Smith, could you come in here, please? And would you bring Mr. Mason's file?